What's up, YouTube? In today's video, I am going to share the top things that I like to do on cruises as an introvert. The first thing is get a balcony. If you book a balcony, this really eliminates the need for crowds because you have so much space as opposed to the interior rooms. This was a nice perk for me. I booked interior Bella for MSC Grandiosa and I was upgraded to the deluxe balcony. It was fantastic, especially on the sea days. Here are the things that I did. People watching. On the port days, it is very fun to, just dance, act a fool, turn up. Sometimes I forget that people are watching me. They will wave back and then I'm like frozen for a little bit. And then I just go inside and sit on the couch embarrassed. One time MSC, they were rolling out the red carpet as people were coming back. You don't want to miss the port time because then they're going to leave you and you'll have to meet us at the next destination. I think we were leaving the Dominican Republic. The weather was warm. I had already walked out and explored. I've been to Puerto Plata before. They rolled the red carpet out. I was like, how y'all going to do that when I'm already back in my room? So I was just dancing to the music and watching people come through it. I saw people waving at me from the other boat. Then I saw people waving at me who were walking up. The Grandiosa, it's so massive, and I'm towards the back. It was kind of cool and a little weird for them to be noticing me. I guess I stood out because I had on that lime green dress. That was fun to me, y'all. It was. Watching the waves go by. I mean, that is so peaceful on really any day. It doesn't matter if it's the morning, watching the sunrise or the sunset. In my last video, I was talking about how I set intentions for relaxation and reflection. Just looking at those waves, you are at one with the sea and it is so peaceful. Also, having that panoramic view. I wish a lot of people in their balcony room tours would just show the views because it is outstanding. If you get one that's not partially blocked. Mine wasn't. I had a good view, y'all. Like, it was absolutely fantastic. Other things I did in my balcony, waving to the other ships, waving to the passengers below. Dancing is fun. If it is warm enough to be topless is absolutely amazing. Some of y'all know I like to do that. I've done it in Mexico, Jamaica. If there's going to be a topless beach, I am there. And it's nice to have that experience on the balcony as well. You don't have to worry about large crowds because you have your own room. I know with the interiors, you don't get as much opportunity to do this. So I would keep that in mind. The next couple of things I like to do, they are exercise-based walking. Getting in those steps is going to be so great for you, especially after meals. And you can do this around the deck early in the morning. You can do it in the evening. I'm thinking sunrise, sunset. You can walk, you can run, really whatever you are in the mood for. I saw some of the Black people laughing at me because they saw me trying to run, but I kept getting winded. It was after dinner. He was like, I got to see this. I was like, look, I may do a lap, but you go see me start to slow down. So that was really funny. I ate so much, you guys. My belly, it started to expand. I was a little nervous about my outfits because they weren't fitting right. The belly, it was zzz. And so I said, let me just walk and get the digestion flowing after each meal. I also like to walk around the deck with the MSC mugs. That is a great souvenir to have. Be careful when it's wet out there. You want to wear comfortable shoes. I know the balcony views are great, but on the deck, really on any level of the ship, that is when you really start to see the views. Another thing would be in the morning or evening, gaze at the stars. It is so beautiful out there in the dark, in the quiet, when it's not as many people. I like to roam around when it's just the workers cleaning. It's like I have the boat to myself. Another thing that I like to do was walk up and down the hallways because I liked to rate the door decorations. I knew that the ship is magnetic, so a lot of people, they go all out into decorating their doors. It was a December cruise, so people were decorating for Christmas, people were decorating for their anniversaries, their birthdays. I should have done that because I actually had my birthday on the ship. It's kind of cool to say, nah, this was a tasty one. This one got a little too much going on. It's a little gaudy, but I really like how people give their rooms and their doors personality. And I was able to do that by walking up and down the ships. I was on floor 12. What was it? Leonardo? No, that wasn't the floor. Raffaello? Y'all, I can't remember my floor. Sorry. Ducking. I have something for you. Oh, isn't this the cutest thing? It ain't making no noise. I guess this is when you go to spot ducks. Y'all explain to me what this is. I don't really know, but I think people leave ducks. They come on the ship with ducks. They leave them for people to search. And then if you find it, what do you do? Do you just say, "Oh, I found a duck"? Like I don't know how you pass it on, but people like to do that. Ducking is an activity that is, I think, exclusive to cruises. It might even be exclusive to certain cruise lines. Y'all let me know. Exploring the ship, that is really going to help you figure out where things are. People have their favorite spots. You know, when I'm thinking of the top lounges, you need to know where the gym is. Obviously, you can go to the, what is that called? The Metroplex. Like, I like to watch people play pickleball. I like to see, the guys hooping. There's just so many different things. The first day, I didn't even know where my restaurant was for main dining. So I needed to walk up and down the ship. More things that I mentioned, I signed up to do the aerobics classes, or I think it was a stretching class that they offered in the gym. This one was completely free. And I did the aerobics that they would have on the main deck. I tipped them because I actually liked their classes. I had a good sweat after. Yoga and doing stretching, for me, health and wellness was a focus in addition to relaxation and reflection. They have yoga actually on the TV for you. It's some girl, it's some lady, she's doing yoga on the bed. I prefer to do my yoga with Adrienne. I had actually downloaded a few of her videos, to use offline. And I didn't do it on the balcony. I just did it like there's a spot on the floor in between the mirror, the vanity, and the couch. And I did a lot of my yoga there. I took advantage of the free group fitness classes in the gym. I also was able to do the Himalayan mountain, or attempted to. If you're going to do yoga in your room, I recommend that you bring a mat with you. I was just using, you can use a towel. They have that MSC decor or whatever they call it that they put on the bed. It looked a little dirty to me. Immediately after the room was cleaned, I always took that off, and I'm like, I'm gonna just use that for yoga. Wipe it down with a Lysol wipe, and you're good to go. Because I really didn't want to do it on the actual floor. You know what I mean? As I told you, my birthday was on the ship. It was at Ocean Key. They actually were having a 5K to support the MSC Foundation. I did the 5K the morning of my birthday. I'm all about that exercise. At first, I thought I was going to be like a 5K run, but when I signed up, because you had to get the t-shirt to participate, they were saying, no, this is a walk. If you see the picture, it's an older crowd. But again, walking around Ocean Key, it's a beautiful private island. I loved it. And I went there early in the morning, went back on the boat, wanted to take a nap, and then I ate on the buffet, and then I went back out just to explore the island. If you want to avoid crowds, I would say stay on the boat while people are going to the destinations. We went to Nassau, we went to Ocean Key, and we went to Puerto Plata. I got off at all three. I am a land person. I am naturally an explorer. That's what I do. But on those days, if you're not really feeling the crowd, stay on the ship, because then it's not going to be as many people and you're going to have access to everything. I don't know if you know, but they offer behind the scenes tours where you can get a close up of the boat and everything that's going on. You get to go to the different areas of the ship on a tour. I don't know how much that is, maybe $30, $40, but I do think that is something that I'm going to look into in the future with MSC. I think other cruise lines do this too. They're all kind of similar, y'all. The next one is going to be reading. I'm not a big reader. I brought a word search book, so I would complete a couple of those. I would go to the piano lounge. I don't know if that's the name of it, but they would have piano music playing in there. It had the nice panoramic view, and it was just very quiet, very chill, and not a lot of people would be there throughout the day. This is good for you to go to if you don't want to participate in the parties, like you want to dress up for the theme nights, but you don't actually want to be on the deck where it's loud and all the crowds. I didn't party one time. Like, I didn't go to any of the late parties. Now I'm looking back, I'm like, man, this is where I should have at least observed the people turning up for the different parties that they had throughout the week. This is your cruise. However you want to spend your company, that is what you do. Like, don't feel bad if you're in the room the whole time, if you party the whole time, if you drink the whole time, if you eat the whole time, if you swim the whole time. I mean, even have a little sexy time. That's another thing that people like to do. They will have the pineapples on the door, but Honey, that's another rabbit hole that we're not getting into in this video. And I want you to remember that this was cruise only for me. I had no Wi-Fi package. I had no drink package. $350 total for 7 days. 8 days, 7 nights. So my point here is being offline is actually good, especially for me being a content creator. Being able to detox digitally was a plus. It's something that I am going to implement every December around my birthday because I'm eliminating the distractions and I can just focus on myself, my mental health, and the journey of YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. Give me a like. That way I know that you are enjoying the video. Something I'd like to do in the future is spending time at the spa. This is great for introverts because the spa culture, everybody is not going to bother you. It's quiet. You hear the nice, relaxing music. You have the soothing smells. It is all an experience of ultimate relaxation. They gave me a tour of the thermal spa. You can get a day pass for this if you don't have the ARIA. Does Yacht Club get free spa access? I'm not sure. Being able to utilize the spa, that's luxury right there. I kind of brought or at least tried to bring the spa experience to my room by having shower steamers. If you looked on the side of my bed on the nightstand, I had an air freshener. I had the pillow mist that I brought from home just so I could elevate the spa experience a little bit. It's not going to be the same as, having full-blown massage and facials and all of that the spa offers, but it's still nice touches. I could have had hand, nail masks, feet masks, but I didn't bring that. I am not a fashionista myself. You see here, I'm trying to match the Swarovski crystals of the MSC Grandiosa. Hey, look, that ship was elegant and classy. Y'all can't tell me nothing about that ship. It was 10 out of 10. Decor. I'm able to judge people's outfits, even when I'm in the elevator. That is very entertaining. I like to compliment people's outfits because it was Christmas. People would go all out. They would have the Christmas ties. Some of the people had lights on it. They would wear their hats. And it's just really cool if you know and you are packed and ready for the theme nights. I dressed up for the white night. I had my Brazil dress. I'll talk about that more in an outfits video. For me, my vibe was more maxi dresses because I was trying to have my belly comfortable because it was full. My belly was full. It's really just cool to interact with people if you're in the mood to do so. Otherwise, it could just be very awkward on the elevator. I could not figure out those elevators. You're supposed to press a button, then you're supposed to press how many people are going with you. I never understood the elevator, so I would just stand behind people and just pray that they were going to the floor I wanted to. Other things I did for exercise, besides yoga, I did a lot of walking. I would try to run every now and then. Y'all, I went up to the top deck over there where the kids water park, and I decided to do the ropes course. It's called the Himalayan Mountain, and y'all, I had a time. I was holding the pole. From up there, I was able to spot dolphins. It was very beautiful, but I'll do story time on Himalayan Mountain later. Obviously, another thing to do would be shopping. I had onboard credit. I should have asked you guys how I should have spent it, and just walking around shopping in the MSC souvenir store. That's how I was able to get this duck. I got a pin. I think I gave it to my niece. I ended up giving my cruise card to my nephew, so I don't have that anymore. I spent it on ice cream, hot chocolate. A lot of those things are not included in the cruise only package, the Bella Interior. I used it up. Like, I used it on the buy one, get one drinks that they had at the bistro. That was my spot. I went there every day. Speaking of the bistro, if you do want to be a little more social, they gave us meeting points for solo travelers. I was a little nervous. Solo cruising, it's not really my thing. I am a solo traveler, but cruising, I didn't feel like I knew enough information to just be like, oh, hey guys, I have a YouTube channel, subscribe. I skipped it the first night because I was totally exhausted. But the maybe next couple of nights, I would just go. I see a lot of people. Obviously, I don't know them. Sometimes I will rehearse a spiel of what to say in my head because I can be awkward socially. Yes, it's solo cruisers, but I really didn't know how to just inch myself in and introduce myself. So what I did, I just sat at a table next to them, and I kind of was just like, oh, hello, twiddling my thumbs. And then another woman, she said, girl, come over here. She kind of just broke the ice for me a little bit. I said hello, and then I left because I was like, let me just go do something else. So again, it's up to you. I am not saying that you have to be social. There's some people who stay in their room the whole time. Introverts, I get it. You don't want to do too much peopling. That is completely fine. Eating, drinking. If you are going to be eating, I'm going to say don't be a glutton and drink responsibly. I'm going to be throwing in health tips every now and then. There is so much food, y'all. I know people be talking about the food, but it is really amazing. I did not go to any of the specialty restaurants, but I really enjoyed, once I met Thomas, the head waiter, I had requested to have a special needs form because I'm vegetarian. I just feel like my experience was elevated because of that. Tips for introverts, as far as the buffet, you want to go early or you want to go towards the end of the day. They're going to have times for each meal. So I would go right when it starts, right when it's ending. There are places that you can go to, like you could eat outside. That is very nice. You get to watch the waves while you are eating. For the dining, I requested to have a small table. Once I saw the first time that I went to the main dining room, I didn't like it. It was just a large table of solo cruisers, which wasn't a problem. I just kind of prefer my own company when I am dining. It's easier for me to get the content, and sometimes I'm not in a talking mood while I'm eating, and it's just easier for me to focus. I liked having the option to get a smaller table. It's like they sit you at the tables, where it's for two people. Another thing that you could do with cabin time, if you wanted to pay for it, would be room service. I could have done this because I had $95 onboard credits. It's nice to eat in the room. I never did that because I really enjoyed the buffet, and I enjoyed shooting content there. They did give us a brunch one day in the main dining room, and that was an enjoyable experience as well. But no, I did not eat in the room. Drink responsibly. I know I mentioned that men do like to offer and they do like to buy you drinks. I would just proceed with caution on that. You don't know these people, right? And if you are going to indulge in that, you need to make sure that the bartender is giving it to you. That's all I'm going to say on that. Because it was December, I really didn't hear that many kids. I know kids can be unpredictably loud, rowdy sometimes, whatever. But kids were not a problem on mine. I know that's Virgin Voyages. That is their thing, that it's kids free, but I didn't see that many on my ship. If you want to be around crowds, then don't go at those times. I remember I don't want to say creepy guy, he might be watching this video, but he just pulled up to me while I was eating. Like, I don't like when people disturb me because I'm trying to do my content, figure out how the food is, how the experience is. I don't know if it's a thing like when I went on the train, men, they just think that they could just roll up to you and you're going to hang out with them the rest of the entire time. Now, Train Bay, he kind of looked good to me. So yes, but on the cruise, I don't think I would say that I had a cruise bay. Other things that you could do to celebrate yourself. I mean, you brought these lovely outfits to wear, would be to take pictures. They do offer photo packages. Instagram was laughing at me because I was showing them just the photos that I took of the copyrighted ones. Cause I was like, I am just using my onboard credit. This is cruise only. I'm not buying the pictures. Some of them did come out okay, though. I got annoyed when they would come up to you. You want to take a photo? You want to take a photo? I was like, no, like, get out of my face. But it was nice to see people in their elegant wear taking the pictures. And you can do that individually too. They draw you to it because, they'll have pictures of people from day one. I saw my Kenya, what do you call that? It's like a caftan. It had bright colors and it stood out. And so I was like, oh yeah, that's the picture of me on the stairs. But then I saw other people's pictures and I'm like, man, how did they miss me right when you were doing the entry? I guess I was in a different mode. I don't know. If your picture is in this, sorry, it's all about you. That's one of many things I love about solo travel. Speaking of that, you want to meet people. Being social, it can be short interactions or as long as you like. Interacting with the staff, the employees. I got to meet the captain. That was a really cool experience. I just walked up. He was taking photos with passengers. I can't remember what I said to him, but in the photo, I know it's copyright. I always like to put up the peace sign. I got that from living in China, and he put it up too. So I started laughing. I should have had him say something to y'all, but they wouldn't let me record. So I was just like, man, y'all tripping. Thank you, Cap. And of course, you want to try out the entertainment. Okay, go see a show. You can watch a movie. I watch a movie in the room. They also have it on the main deck. That's what I've heard. They do have theme nights. I think they had disco nights where you can wear the bright rainbow colors or neon colors. So yeah, you can see a show. There's parties. They have the lounges. Obviously, there is the casino. They had comedy shows. One of the main shows that I went to, I think, was the Tina Turner one. They had Michael Jackson, but after seeing the Tina Turner, I was like, little cheesy to me. I mean, every night it was full, whether you went to the 7, the 9, the 11, it was crowded in there. I know the Grandiosa can hold over 6,000 passengers. I'm curious, anybody, if you were on the boat, the December 5th sailing, 5 to 13, was that what it was? What was the capacity? I don't think we were at max capacity. That's probably how I was able to get the balcony upgrade. The point here is that you can mix and mingle with the people if you feel like it. Talking to the employees is really cool. Being able to meet the captain and tip those who go the extra mile. I want to thank Thomas. I want to thank my room attendant. Y'all did y'all big one. And I want to thank MSC because getting that upgrade to deluxe balcony was a true delight. Just make sure that you are doing what you enjoy, whatever that may be. Introverts, I do not want you to feel like that you going on a cruise, that you are going to feel isolated, that you're going to feel like no one is including you. Honestly, we enjoy and love our own company. That's what's great about it. If you can afford the balcony, get it. It's going to be hard for me to go back to interior. I've been on other cruises. This is my first time with MSC, and that deluxe balcony experience, I can't go down a tear, y'all. Tell me what you like to do. What's your favorite thing to do on a cruise? Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to see you in the next video.